Hello, welcome back to a grading tutorial in the car. Yes, a little bit different today. I am on my way to pick up my son from school, and I figure it's kind of fitting to talk about this because I have a funny story, well, not so funny story, but a story to tell about my son when he was in 5th grade. He's a freshman in high school now, but in 5th grade, in his English class, every week they go over 20 to 25 new vocabulary words with synonym, antonym, and all that stuff, okay? And on the way back from wherever we are, he would take the book, the vocab books, and study in the car. And occasionally he would ask me questions on how to pronounce something. And it is funny to hear some of his mispronunciation. So one time, well, a lot of time I was able to know what the word is based on his mispronunciation, okay, a lot of time. But one time, I asked him, so is there a new word today that you haven't heard of? He's like, yeah, MI-NU-TAE. I'm like, MI-NU-TAE? I thought about it for a while. I'm like, MI-NU-TAE? What? I couldn't think of anything. So I told him, give me the definition. And as soon as he gave me the definition, I'm like, it's not MI-NU-TAE, it's minutia. And this is related to the topic of this video. When it comes down to grading, I think a lot of people, especially the newer people that are learning to grade, make this very common mistake, okay, that I want to highlight that will improve your grading skills. A lot of people are way too focused on the minutia. What do I mean by that? When it comes down to high grade, by high grade, I mean, 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, 9.8. It is okay and necessary to count flaws. 1 take, 2 takes, 3 takes. That matters. But once you go into low grade and mid grade, counting flaws are no longer something that matters, okay? Especially even big flaws. That's where the minutia come in. The best way to learn to grade low grade and mid grade is focus on the big flaws. Focus on what it is that hurt the book the most. So if you have like a low grade books, for example, that have all kind of wears on all the corners and edge, okay, even long creases, you have all of that could be like a 3 or 4. Does it matter if there is a little water stain on the cover? No, because all the other flaws are what's going to keep that book in the 3 to 4 range. You start to see what I'm trying to say, okay? The stain or the water moisture damage means something, but not in every grade, okay? So that's how I think a lot of people get boxed down in minutia, okay? It's just like another example, tears, a 1-inch tear. Does the 1-inch tear mean something big for like a near mint book? Absolutely, because that is what? That's the biggest flaw of that book, right? Like I said, focus on what makes the book the worst. If you have a 9.0, okay, a book that is structurally sound to be like a 9.0, but then it's a 1-inch tear, well, guess what? Does it matter if that book had like another 1/4-inch corner crease on the back cover? Not really. What's knocked that book down to an 8.0 or 7.5 is gonna be that 1-inch tear, okay? So there are certain things that matter and some that doesn't. Same 1-inch tear that turn into a minutia. If you have a low grade book, go back to that very first example. if you have a book that is structurally in the 3 to 4 range with all kind of long creases, all kind of wears on the spine, all the edges and corner, does it matter if there's a 1-inch tear on the back cover? Not really. Okay, that's minutia. Okay, so keep in mind, knowing how to grade, avoiding the minutia will improve your grading skills, because a lot of time some people would email me and say, what's the maximum grade of a book that have like a 1-inch tear? And I'm just like, well, the maximum grade can be, a 7.5. But don't just use that number as, oh yeah, then my book is a 7 or 7.5. What about the rest of the book? People don't give me all the description. They don't give me the pictures. So keep in mind, okay? Grading is an art, but there is an exact science to it too. In many ways, the exact science is about taking a look at the big picture, the entire picture. You can't just focusing on one thing and think that's the one thing. It's what is the one big thing. Hopefully that's the key takeaway of this video, is focus on the big thing, the big flaws that hurt the book, more so than the minutia of little things that mean very little, especially in low to mid-grade books. Keep in mind, I'm not saying that the little flaws like the little water stain will not have any impact on the grade, okay? You never know. That could be the one thing that can knock the book down one further level, okay? If a book without the stain can be a 5, depend on the grader. They can look at that stain, depend on the size, right? Could be 1-inch stain, 2-inch stain, could be something that enough for them to knock it down one level. So it's not that it means nothing. I don't want people to listen to this video and say that the minutia mean nothing. It may mean nothing, but it may mean enough to knock a book down one further level downward, okay? Or two. Hopefully this video makes sense. Thanks for watching.